Craft beer, live music, art, and experimental restaurants. RiNo, or the River North District in Denver, is a rapidly developing neighborhood. But should you live here or just visit? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ryan Haarer, Denver homes and neighborhoods expert. I'm also a local realtor, so if you're looking to move to the area or need help selling a home, please reach out. My contact information is below. Today's neighborhood tour is River North, or RiNo, which is a constantly evolving neighborhood in the northwest part of the city of Denver. And as usual, we will get to the pros and cons of this neighborhood, including the transportation and location. We'll talk about the draws, what draws people to the neighborhood, and of course the area real estate, what types of homes are available, and how much they cost. Let's talk location and transportation. RiNo, or River North, is part of the broader 5 Points community of Denver. River North is an arts district that has rapidly developed into an arena for bars, restaurants, nightlife, and music venues, as well as, of course, art galleries. But RiNo hugs both I-25 and I-70, running along the Platte River. Directly to the southwest of RiNo, you'll find Coors Field, home of the Colorado Rockies, making RiNo a hot spot before and after games in the summer. Prior to being built up as an arts district, RiNo was predominantly a warehouse district, large commercial buildings that in the last decade start to see development move in. Redevelopment plans led to luxury apartments and condo buildings, much more on those in just a bit. It also led to infrastructure with protected bike lanes, helping people get in and out of the downtown core. You also have the light rail station running through RiNo, which stops at Union Station and runs all the way out to Denver International Airport. The A line from RTD is a great way to get to DIA. Street parking can be a real challenge in RiNo, especially during those busier times, weekends and evenings when people are out and about enjoying nightlife. Most people opt for a ride share, certainly when you're drinking, and then of course there are many scooters all around town to get to different parts of the city. Let's talk more about what draws people to the River North District. At the risk of sounding like an old man, River North is a very hip corner of Denver, with art murals covering basically every single inch of every building in this neighborhood. During the day, you have numerous coffee shops to meet a friend or colleague at, or to work out of. Lots of people, working from home these days will opt to work a couple of hours in a coffee shop. This is a great place for that. And then you have a few solid places for lunch, particularly Denver Central Market, which is sort of a food hall. Lots of different concepts in there: salads, sandwiches, Italian, pizza, barbecue, you name it, it's in there. And another coffee shop, grocery store, and a full bar. But it's really evenings where RiNo comes alive. This neighborhood is chock full of some of the city's favorite restaurants, bars, art galleries, and music venues. Larimer Street is the heart of the action: breweries, cocktail bars, and restaurants like some of my favorite: Cart Driver, Working Class, Barcelona, Mr. Oso, just to name a few. A few blocks over from Larimer, you have the Source Hotel and Market Hall. This concept has really anchored this western side of RiNo for several years now, and so much development has grown up around it. That includes luxury mixed-use spaces with so much more in the works. It seems like there's a new crane in this skyline every single week. The Source has some of my favorite restaurants in the city, including Middle Eastern restaurant Sotheby, which makes top restaurant lists every year, and for good reason. You need to book this thing about a month in advance. It is not easy to get into Sotheby, but I promise you, it is worth it. At the top of the Source Hotel, you'll find New Belgium Brewing's rooftop bar. It's a beautiful place to take in a sunset. I've been here several times after a Rockies game. It's a great place to meet up with friends, have a drink, and look at the skyline. And of course, RiNo is full of art galleries showcasing some of the best local artists. If you didn't get enough just walking around and seeing all of the incredible murals. And there are music venues. RiNo has quickly become the hotspot for music in Denver thanks to a couple of very cool venues. Number 38 is a brew pub that's a summertime favorite thanks to a massive outdoor patio and stage, again with big apartment buildings and condo buildings being built up around it. But one of the hottest music venues in Colorado right now, aside from Red Rocks, of course, is Mission Ballroom. Built in 2019, it's built for everything from award shows and weddings to concerts with some of the biggest bands in the world coming to play in just the last couple of years. Let's get to my specialty, real estate. It's clear RiNo is a fun place to play, but would you want to live here? If you're looking for a yard, a 2-car garage, a quiet cul-de-sac with community potlucks, RiNo is not going to be the neighborhood for you. If you're looking for a bustling city, a hyper-walkable neighborhood close to all of your favorite spots, then you're in luck. There are almost no single-family homes in RiNo. The vast majority of housing here include luxury apartment buildings, condo buildings, and newer townhomes. Like most hotspots in Denver, rent will start around $1,800 for a luxury apartment. That complex is typically loaded with amenities. We're talking about parking and a gym, typically some sort of a rooftop deck or pool, a game room, you name it. You've got it inside of most of these luxury apartments. That $1,800, by the way, is typically a 1-bedroom for starters. But for all of you looking to build some equity in Denver, condos and townhomes will be the way to go. There's a solid chance that your building will have some piece of artwork on it. As I mentioned before, this is an old warehouse district, so there have been some older brick buildings that have been converted into living spaces or character-filled lofts, some very neat homes in RiNo. And even the more modern, newly built homes and condos often keep that more industrial feel. Many buildings have parking garages underneath. Many units will offer some sort of outdoor space, be it a balcony for smaller condos or rooftop decks for some of these bigger townhomes. Unlike the luxury apartment complexes, the vast majority of these ownership buildings will not include some of the amenities like a gym or a pool, but don't worry, there are plenty of workout options nearby. My wife loves a great Pilates studio in RiNo. There's a rock climbing gym, you name it, there's plenty to do for physical activity in RiNo. So what's the cost of these condos and townhomes? Well, newer 3+ bedroom, 2,000 square foot townhomes with the rooftop decks, those can get up to $800,000, $900,000. 2 to 3 bedroom condos and smaller townhomes, think 1,000 to 1,300 square feet, will typically run anywhere between $500,000 and $700,000, depending on a number of factors, including finishes, outdoor space, available parking, those types of things. And yes, you can get into the RiNo neighborhood for between $400,000 and $500,000. These are typically 1-bedroom condos, potentially studios, and they may be a strong alternative to renting depending on your personal situation. Some really wonderful units there that provide opportunity other than renting. Let's sum up the pros and the cons. Pros: this is one cool neighborhood. There is just so much to do right outside your front door. It's such a vibrant pocket of the city. Summers are incredible here. There's constantly something happening. Cozy coffee shops in the winter, breweries that you'll be visiting their patios all year round. Some really great options for social life. Cons: cost of living. You are certainly paying a pretty penny to live in one of the most popular corners of Denver, and chances are you'll be spending lots of more money eating out at all of the awesome shops, all of the awesome restaurants and bars in this neighborhood. So factor that in when you decide whether or not to live here. On top of that, it is a very busy area, especially after games or a big venue. It can be difficult to get up and down some of the busier streets in RiNo. So that's it for this video. Does moving to RiNo make sense for you? Let me know in the comments, and let me know which neighborhood you want to see next.